Hi friends, it's Aubrey. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you 4 super easy, no-bake recipes that you can make for your family this week or whenever it's super hot outside and you just don't want to heat up the oven, but you want a quick sweet treat. These are super delicious. My family was a big fan of them, so I hope you enjoy. This first recipe is S'mores Bark. All you'll need is some graham crackers, some chocolate chips, and marshmallows. You'll go ahead and lay out your graham crackers into whatever size baking dish or whatever size baking sheet you would like, and then you can spread some marshmallows out on the pan. Once you have the marshmallows spread out, you will put some chocolate into a microwave safe bowl. I did about a half of a cup. And then you will melt them in the microwave for about 10 to 15 second intervals, stirring in between to make sure you don't burn your chocolate. If your chocolate seems too thick, you can always add a little bit of warm milk. Mine ended up being fine, so I didn't add any milk here. It took about 45 seconds for the chocolate to get to the consistency I wanted it to be at, and then I started to spread it onto the graham crackers and marshmallows. I popped mine into the fridge for a few hours, and then once the chocolate was solidified, I took it out and just broke it up into bite-sized pieces. This is a great way to get your s'mores fix without having to have a campfire or heating up your stove or oven. These were absolutely delicious, and we will be making these again in the future. We are gonna make some peanut butter brownie bites. They are 3 ingredients and super easy. They're also no bake. All you will need to make this recipe is some milk, a brownie mix, and a thing of peanut butter. You can use crunchy or creamy. Well, let's get cooking. We're first going to open up our brownie mix and heat it in the microwave until it gets to an internal temperature of 165. That the flour is 165 degrees, we will add in our cup of peanut butter and get that stirred around. You will add in 1/3 to 1/2 cup of milk depending on how dry of an area you live in. I added about 1/2 cup of milk to mine to get it to be the right consistency. Now we're just going to take a cookie scoop, just make little balls. You can also use your hand to roll them if you want. Totally up to you. The longest part about these was just making sure that the flour was warm enough. But these turned out so good, so easy, and a great, easy recipe for you to do, especially if you don't want to turn on the oven, but still want to have a little bit of that brownie in your life. Definitely recommend this one, and I will have it linked down below for you. These are also really good when they're cold, and they can last in your fridge for up to a week. Air fryer donuts using the biscuit dough is so easy. You'll have your air fryer, preheat it to about 375 or 380 degrees, and then you will take the biscuits, pop them in there, for about 3 to 5 minutes depending on how dark you want them to be. And I normally flip mine in between just to be safe. You'll dunk that in some butter and then into some cinnamon sugar. You could also make a glaze if you wanted to. That would be really good as well. And then they're ready to eat. Simple as that. The donuts are seriously so good and they're so easy to make, so I definitely recommend making these. For the edible cookie dough recipe, I just made it enough for 2 people. I will be sure to have this recipe linked down below for you, so that way if you want to make a bigger batch, you totally can. But all it calls for the 2-person cookie dough recipe is 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 2 tablespoons of packed light brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, just a pinch of salt, a teaspoon of milk, 1/8 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 2 tablespoons of mini chocolate chips, and then 1/4 cup of heat treated all-purpose flour. I made sure to put my flour into the microwave for about 30 seconds to make sure that the internal temperature of the flour was 165 degrees. You'll cream the sugars and butter together first before adding in your liquid ingredients and then the flour and chocolate chips. Make sure you scrape your bowl if you're using a KitchenAid down to make sure everything gets well combined. And you can eat this as is, or you can add it into other recipes or other things to have some cookie dough flavor in your favorite desserts. You can definitely eat the cookie dough as is. It is super delicious. However, I put mine into little ball forms, put them in the fridge so that they would get hard, and then I am mixing it in with some cookies and cream ice cream to make one of my favorite ice creams. All those people who live in a state where there is Bluebell ice cream, you will recognize this as cookie two-step. It is definitely the best ice cream ever, so if you have Bluebell in your area, please eat some for me. I really miss living in Texas and having it. But hopefully this will bring back that little bit of memory and nostalgia and sweetness for me. Just sitting here on the couch watching some YouTube, eating my homemade Bluebell. It's not exactly Bluebell. Bluebell is better, but this is definitely a good way to use that cookie dough. It is really good. That is all I have for you guys today. I hope you did enjoy, and hopefully you make some of these recipes. If you do, leave me a comment down below on which one was your favorite. And if you are liking my content, please hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you here, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.